What's up, and welcome to the No Bullshit Manifestation Show. I'm your host, Kat Kozad, manifestation expert, money mindset and fulfillment coach, and multiple six-figure entrepreneur. Come sit with me while I spill the real tea on what it's like to practice using intentional manifestation, demystify all of the woo-woo and confusing bullshit that comes along with creating the life of your dreams, and give you a realistic view of what it's like to be on a personal, spiritual, and professional growth journey. The goal of this podcast is to support and guide you towards manifesting all of your dreams, shed light on the things that people are too scared to talk about, and encourage you to become the person who gets to have it all, be it all, and do it all. I am so happy you are here. Let's fucking do this thing. What's up, loves? Welcome back to another episode of the No Bullshit Manifestation Show. Today, we are talking about money. You know that I fucking love me some money, and that is what we're going to be talking about today, because as the new year is literally almost here, I know that a lot of people are wanting to make 2022 the year that everything shifts and changes for themselves within their finances. And I have definitely been in that position in the past of just wanting so desperately my financial circumstances to change. That was my reality going from 2019 into 2020. And I had an incredible person ask me a question inside of my Facebook group the other day that inspired the inspiration. It spurred the inspiration, inspired the inspiration. That's very repetitive. Spurred the inspiration for today's podcast topic, which is living in the internal energy of wealth before the actual funds are available. And if you are new to the world of manifestation, then this is going to be a super, super informative episode for you, as well as if you have been on this manifestation journey for quite some time, but haven't been able to attract and manifest the wealth that you desire into your life. So probably all of us have heard of the act as if sort of manifestation method or technique when it comes to getting your energy into alignment with what it is that you desire to manifest. And for anybody who is new to this concept, essentially what acting as if is pretending, but I don't like the word pretend. So embodying the version of yourself who already has that wealth, acting like you are the version of yourself who already has the money that you desire to receive. And the reason that I say that I don't like the word pretending, because a lot of people will say like fake it till you make it. And this is not about faking it. This is about you actually becoming this version of yourself, because that's how you're going to attract and manifest the money that you desire into your life, is by becoming the version of yourself who has this wealth, as opposed to pretending to be the person who has this wealth or faking to be the person who has this wealth. You actually becoming this version of yourself is how you create long-lasting, sustainable change inside of your finances and inside of your life and what you're wanting to call in and manifest, as opposed to pretending or faking it. Essentially holds you back in the energy of who you are currently, and who you are currently isn't going to attract and manifest all of your dreams. Just going to put it plain, simple, and blunt like that, because the reality of that is if you, who you are right now, were the vibrational match for receiving all of your manifestations, you would already have them by now. And because there are things that you're wanting to manifest that are not currently part of your physical reality, that means that you are not the version of yourself who is the energetic match to receive those things. So going back to the initial concept that we're talking about of embodying this internal wealth before the physical manifestation of money is here, this is how you start to become this person. And there is a super simple way for you to get clear on who you would be if you had already received all of this money. And we're going to run you through that in just a moment. But what I want you to know with this is that it's not going to be an instantaneous overnight thing where you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I'm a rich bitch and I have absolutely no money blocks and the world feels like my oyster because I have all the money in the world. Because odds are, if you're listening to this podcast episode, you have limiting beliefs when it comes to money, because all of us have limiting beliefs when it comes to money. Our society teaches money from a very scarce and lack-based perspective, and that scarcity and lack has been bred into our society for generations upon generations. And so all of these limiting beliefs surrounding money and surrounding wealth have been passed down from generation to generation. And by you being here and listening to this podcast episode, you are doing the work, you are starting the work to break these generational curses and put yourself in the position where you can actually learn how to attract and manifest to completely change not only your life, but the lives of other people around you and the lives of who is to come. Because by us doing this healing work and shifting and changing our relationship with money, we are going to set the world up for more success when it comes to putting money in the hands of good, kind-hearted people who are going to make the positive impact on the world that we want to see. But it starts with us, and it starts with getting up close and personal with all of those limiting beliefs and all of those things that have been keeping you stuck in the financial circumstances that you've been in and in the mentality and mindset of scarcity and lack and fear when it comes to money. So with that being said, what the transition from being the version of yourself who you are right now and what your financial circumstances are to the version of yourself who has more than enough money, who's hitting whatever financial goal it is that you have for yourself, is by getting clear on who you believe that version of yourself is. So let's take the example of you wanting to manifest like $10,000 a month consistently. And that be your income, being a 10K monthly earner. And your current circumstances are that you make around $2,000 a month, or you've never made more than $2,000 a month. There is a significant difference in mindset and in embodiment and energy and emotion from somebody who is making $2,000 a month to somebody who is making $10,000 a month. So looking at what your current story is with money, you will be able to see what the story is that is creating the amount of money that you are currently calling in. And wanting to shift into the embodiment and the mindset of the person who is making $10,000 a month, you'd want to get clear on what you think you would know to be true. So what beliefs would you have about money, about yourself, about your life, about your circumstances if you are making that amount of money? And by feeding yourself those beliefs intentionally and deliberately on a daily basis, you are starting to provide evidence for the subconscious mind of what you want to believe as opposed to what you've been conditioned to believe. Because the subconscious mind, the way that it works, when we start to tell ourselves the new belief system that we are starting to rewire our subconscious minds to believe and program ourselves to believe, it's going to take consistency for you to be able to shift into this place where that's the new normal and you believe that with every single ounce of your being. But the more consistent that you are with it, it's like doing bicep curls or going to the gym. The first day that you go in, you're not going to feel super strong, and you're not going to walk away and look in the mirror and be like, damn, I have my dream body. And if you are, then you probably need to shift your mindset around going to the gym as well. But what happens is with going to the gym is, you have to show up consistently. You have to put in those reps. You have to follow the plan in order for you to create your dream body. And that's exactly what feeding yourself this new belief system is like. It's like every single day that you show up and tell yourself the new beliefs, those are bicep curls for the brain. And the stronger that you build this muscle to be, the easier it will be for you to believe whatever the belief is that you are telling yourself to be true. Because the subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So when we are constantly telling ourselves, I'm a broke bitch, I don't have enough money, I can't afford that, money is the root of all evil, all of these limiting beliefs that we have been conditioned to believe about money, then that is the muscle that your brain has trained and has made super strong. And your subconscious mind, not knowing the difference between what's real and what's imagined, is going to continue to keep you in that reality and keep you in that financial circumstance, as opposed to coming up with a super supportive belief system when it comes to money and when it comes to your finances, such as money is a constant in my life. I love money. Money loves me. Money flows easily and effortlessly into my life. People love to pay me. Whatever the story is that you're wanting to create that is going to be supportive to you and to your finances, your subconscious mind, not knowing the difference between what's real and what's imagined, is then going to start to believe that that is the reality. The more that you put in that consistency and the more that you put in those repetitions, the more that your subconscious mind is going to start to believe this reality and then actively look for evidence to prove it to be true, because our subconscious mind is running in the back burner every single day looking for evidence to prove our beliefs to be true. So being very aware of your belief systems when it comes to money is going to be super, super important when it comes to this piece of embodying internal wealth before the physical manifestation of money is there. And then in addition to this is getting clear on what the behaviors would be if you were already this version of yourself that was making $10,000 a month, going back to our example. It can be more than that. It can be less than that. It can be whatever it is that you are wanting to manifest into your life and into your finances. But getting clear on if you were the version of yourself making that amount of money, going back to our example, $10,000 a month, then what would you do with your behaviors that is different than how you are behaving right now? And getting clear on if you were already this version of yourself, what behaviors would you be embodying on a daily basis, and choosing to show up as that version of yourself before there is any physical evidence of the money in your life. And an example of this is in my own life. So when I first started my very intentional manifestation journey, before I started my coaching business, and before I knew I was going to be a manifestation coach, I was shifting my relationship with money. That was a huge focus for me. And at the time, I was making no more than $2,000 a month and was in a super challenging financial circumstance. I was $70,000 in debt. I was working my ass off. I was making no more than $2,000 a month. I had maxed out credit cards. It was super challenging. So I know that if you're in a circumstance right now where it's like, well, how the hell do I show up like that if my financial circumstances don't look anything close to what I want them to be? Girl, I get it. I've been there. That is the power of being able to shift and change your life with intentional manifestation, is not needing your financial circumstances to look a certain way before you can start this journey and start this shift. So at that position in my life, before I knew that this is how money was going to flow easily and effortlessly into my life, I wanted to get clear on if I was the version of myself that was making 5 figures a month, what would I know to be true? How would I behave? How would I feel? What would be different for me than how I was currently showing up in my life? And I got super clear on the fact that I would have incredibly supportive beliefs surrounding money, and I would show up with more confidence. I would show up with more peace. I would show up with this sense of safety and security inside of myself. And I would feel just like I could be the most authentic version of myself and really express myself in the way that I wanted to. So before any of the physical manifestation of money showed up in my life, I made the decision to show up every single day as the version of myself internally that was making at least $10,000 a month before I had ever made anywhere close to that. And by doing this, showing up day in, day out with that confidence, with that knowing, with this supportive relationship with money, with getting intimate with my finances, and really building this strong connection to money, within 4 months, I manifested my first 5-figure month. And I've never seen a month less than that since. And have been able to continue to elevate into greater and greater amounts of money by continuing this process of getting clear on if I was the future version of myself, if I was this next level version of myself, what would I know to be true? What would I do with my behaviors? How would I feel? How would I show up for life? And just choosing to show up as that version of myself before the physical manifestation of money was there. And that's one of the paradoxes of manifestation. When our world is constantly trying to teach us, when I see it, then I'll believe it, what our job is as intentional manifestors and as people who are on this journey to create the shift and change that we're wanting to shift and change for ourselves is believing that this is the reality, holding that internal wealth, holding that sense of confidence and knowing and support inside of yourself, internally, inside of your mindset, inside of your energy, inside of your emotions, inside of your behavior, before the physical manifestation of money is there. Because then as the physical manifestation of money shows up by you showing up in this energy and emitting out that new vibration, that higher, greater, richer vibration into the universe, it returns it to you by the law of attraction. And as it returns to you by the law of attraction, you start to create evidence for the subconscious mind of the fact that this is what it means and this is what it looks like to show up as this version of myself. And it gets easier and easier and easier for you to continue to embody it and continue to take yourself to higher vibrations. Because once you've manifested the greatest amount of money or wealth or whatever it is that you desire to manifest, you know what it's like to vibrate in that energy. And from that, you can understand what it means to take that energy even higher and vibrate in even greater ways that continue to attract and manifest even greater money into your life. So that is what it means to create internal wealth and come into this place of shifting and changing your relationship with money internally before you see the external change. Because if we're always waiting on the external, we're going to wait for the rest of our goddamn lives. And we don't have enough time for that. This is our one and only life. We do not have enough time to wait on the physical evidence to show up before we start to choose to be this person. And I really want to hit that home. You becoming this person, you becoming the wealthy version of yourself before there is the physical manifestation of money is what is going to allow you to actually manifest that money and become the wealthy version of yourself. And you don't need pots and pots of money in order to act like this version of yourself. That's another question that I get a lot of the time is like, how do I act like this rich bitch if I have no money to go spend on the things that I want? You do not need to spend a single cent in order to become this next level version of yourself, or to embody this energy of wealth. I think that that's such a huge misconception when it comes to manifestation. Is like, okay, so if I'm embodying the wealthiest version of myself, then I'm going to go buy a new Chanel bag and all of these designer brand name things. And you do not have to actually go out and spend your money on the Ferrari or the Chanel bag or whatever it is that you want. You can create internal abundance from literally anything. Ooh, as I look at my clock right now, it's 2:22. So this is a aligned as fuck message. You do not need to spend a single cent on all of these things that you think the next level wealthy version of yourself would spend it on in order to become that version of yourself. You can create this internal wealth with no money whatsoever. And coming to this place inside of yourself where you feel so fully content and abundant and rich and wealthy and happy and healthy and peaceful without the physical manifestation of money is actually going to allow you to become a clear channel to attract and manifest more of that money into your life, because you're not putting that energy of desperation or need or lack or scarcity onto it. You're truly just embodying this energy of abundance, which allows you to detach from the physical manifestation of money and call in the actual physical manifestation of money. This is another paradox of manifestation, that in order for us to be a clear channel to receive the things that we desire, we must be completely okay without it. We must be detached from it and not have that grasp of need and lack holding on to it, so that we can actually open ourselves up to being open and receptive for it without any of the resistance that we are putting onto our manifestations by being super attached to them. So I hope all of that makes sense. That is what I have for you today in terms of money manifestation. And if you are new to the podcast and you are not aware of this already, this is exactly what I teach inside of the Abundant AF Babe Academy, my signature online manifestation program. And this is how I've been able to take myself from $70,000 in debt to completely financially free in less than a year and create multiple six figures as an income in less than a year. Like, massive, massive shifts in my finances by doing the work that I teach inside of the Abundant AF Babe Academy. And if you are ready to get to this place of owning your relationship with money, becoming the wealthiest version of yourself, having more than enough, truly tapping into that energy of abundance, the Abundant AF Babe Academy is for you. And the link to apply is going to be down below. And you are going to want to get in on this, because the Academy has the most insane abundance vibes. The money that the women inside of the Academy have manifested is absolutely mind-blowing. Like, they have manifested money in ways that I never knew was possible, in amounts of money that I had never seen before. Like, absolute miracles, and just so much wealth has been manifested from the women inside of the Academy. So there's so much power in joining groups and being in the energy of other people who are manifesting money and the things that you want. So being a part of the Abundant AF Babe Academy is truly one of the best things that you can do for your vibration and for your relationship with money and attracting that wealth into your life. So like I said, if you are feeling called to that, the link to apply is down below in the bio. And if anybody has any other questions about money manifestation, send them to me over on Instagram. I am going to be talking a lot more about money manifestation in 2022, because I am declaring that 2022 is the year of wealth. 2022 is the year of fucking wealth, everybody. And I want you to get on board with me for this and join me for this incredible, wealthy, abundant, rich, fun, expansive journey that I'm about to go on and about to bring everybody inside of the Abundant AF Babe Academy through. So, like I said, that's what I have for you today. I am sending all of you all of my love, and I will chat with you on the next episode. Oh my gosh, thank you for listening to today's episode. I am so grateful to have these no bullshit talks with you. If you enjoyed today's episode or the podcast as a whole, please spread the love by leaving me a review on iTunes or sharing the podcast with others. This is how I will be able to spread more of these good vibes and be able to make more of an impact on the lives of others. And if you're not already part of all of the goodness and communities that I have to offer, check out the show notes. I have links to the different ways that I can support you on your manifestation journey and help you live a life full of more money, fulfillment, and freedom. But that is all for now. So big love and hugs, and I will chat with you soon, babe.